Hello, 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 everybody. We're going to jump over here real quick and get started. I know we have people, 5, 6 people jumping on right now. I know people are going to be jumping through in and out the day. I know this is during work hours for everyone, but we'll just spend a little bit of time here kind of getting everybody on. We'll stall a little bit with some introductions. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Katie Schrock. I'm the owner of Western Insights Media, and we provide expert marketing leadership through a fractional chief marketing officer or CMO model. And we specialize in large Western-based events and membership-based ag and natural resource groups. And then we offer comprehensive marketing management or targeted support in key areas like influencers and affiliate programs, content strategy, paid advertising, event production and management, and sponsorship activations as well. So whether you need like full scale efforts or anything like that, or if you just want someone to come in to help with the targeted campaign, we'd like to help you with that. And then, of course, my partner in crime is here as well. I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah. I'm Madeline Gasky, also known as the branded Maverick. So like to live outside of the gates, if so to speak. But similar to Katie, I also provide custom tailored marketing options for people and serve as an executive assistant in many different Western industry kind of groups. So the fun thing is that Katie and I both come from a Western background, but we have very unique experiences. And so our goal today is just to bring our unique experiences together and try to help you guys with some unique and creative ideas and how to use AI to streamline your marketing efforts. Katie's story is a little different. I grew up competing in rodeo, and now I love being in the outdoors and helping with outfitting and guiding in my free time. Um, but we both have some experience in different aspects of both the rodeo world and just the Western industry as a whole. And so hopefully you guys will benefit from this. Feel free to hop in the chat, ask us questions as we go. We'll be watching that as we work. Yeah. What else, Katie?
I mean, all the fun stuff. So we're excited. So this is a presentation that we've done. We've both done. We split forces on it for different groups. So some of you are here from the Dude Ranching Association. Some of you are from nonprofits, festivals and events, or the Association of Rodeo Committees. Some of you just found this online. So thank you guys for joining us. And with that, we're jumping into webinar 2. We already did one on Canva Pro for just the AI tools that we talked about that are free. We just want to provide a free resource for everybody that's here about what you can do. So today is all about ChatGPT. So pretty excited about that. And with that, as people are starting to jump in here, you guys get to interact and engage. So go ahead and throw into the comments what kind of business you have. Would love to see kind of who's in the chat because we do these live. One, so that we can show you guys step by step how to do it. So it's not like, oh, jump from here to there. You know, that gets like really confusing, but an actual walkthrough of it. But 2, we tailor all of these to what's happening in the chat. So you guys will have some fun with this with the Q&A. We are putting ourselves on the line to test kind of what we're thinking is going to happen. So if you guys have anything you guys want to throw in for questions or like that, just drop them in the chat at any point in time. Would love to know what you guys have got. But other than that, I think if we're ready, hey, Sam, Tucson Rodeo, probably better weather than I have here in Oregon. So I am jealous of that, Arizona. All right, I'm going to flip through screens real quick and we're going to go ahead and get started. So we thought that the easiest way to kind of get started in this whole endeavor is to chat about what ChatGPT is to start. So just a little bit of information on that. And with that, ChatGPT is we got a guest ranch on here too. I get excited. Sorry, I look over on the side shot and I'm like, oh, people, nice to see you guys. Keep chiming in. Love to see it. So ChatGPT is called a language learning model. And I think ChatGPT kind of becomes a Kleenex, a Kleenex term in regards to like, it's not actually, it's like a nasal tissue, right? Not again, it's not Kleenex is the brand name. So ChatGPT is the brand name. You're going to hear Madeline and I battle it out over types of LLMs. I'm a ChatGPT or a ChatGPT person. We also have, Madeline's going to talk a little bit more about Claude as well. So the way that a language learning model works, the best way to put it into an example is it's going to say like the predictive text on like your iPhone or your Android when you can like click it, like start the prompt with I'm thinking of, and then click it 3 times. That's actually like a very original form of predictive text. And actually doing some research, I don't know if any of you guys remember this, and maybe this is just my age showing. When Facebook first came out, you could put it into Facebook Pirate English. I'm pretty sure that's the first AI wordsmithing version, is when we were like, ahoy, mateys, this is what we're doing. And that's like how it would read on your Facebook profile. So that's like the original, like I would say, ChatGPT language learning model workaround. And then getting into predictive texting that we already have in our iPhones, or even the predictive on like Google search and things like that. So with a large language model, which is, I guess I wrote it in here wrong. Language learning models, large language model. It's a super smart digital assistant that has read almost everything that's on the interwebs. It doesn't think like a human, but it's really good at recognizing patterns in words and predicting what should come next by like social norms. I do use Grammarly, which is another AI tool. So sometimes it doesn't like what my ChatGPT will come up with. And so we clean it up that way. So when, for example, if you ask it a question or give it a task like writing a post or drafting an email or coming up with ideas, it pulls from all the knowledge and then gives you a response that sounds like something a person might say or write, or specifically what you may say or write. So it's not magic. It does feel like it sometimes. It's also not perfect, so you got to take a look at it. It's incredibly helpful for speeding up your work if you are a small team. Almost everybody in this group are small teams. So with that being said, it's going to help you speed up the work that you have. And for anyone who's wearing lots of hats, it's going to give you the opportunity to take maybe some content generation and build it out into a variety of platforms that like a large company or a large agency or corporation would be able to map out all the way.
Yeah, so just to go off of what Katie said, we all wear a lot of hats. Just depends on the day, right? And the task that's in front of us. But AI, especially ChatGPT or Claude or whatever LLM that you're using, it really has the potential to help us. I like to think of marketing as like telling a story, right? So it tells your stories better, but also faster. It's going to help us to personalize our messages so we can meet our different target audiences wherever they're at. And then most importantly, it's going to free up our time. So we're going to be able to focus on that, God-given human element of creativity, which is so essential when it comes to ChatGPT. And I think I can speak for Katie on this too. We both believe you have to use this responsibly. And so it's important to treat any LLM or any chatbot that you're utilizing just like you're collaborating with someone behind the screen. So that's going to, and we're going to get into this, but that's going to require strong prompting and then iteration. So just like I'm collaborating with someone on the other side of the screen, I'm going to ask it to change things and adapt things. And we're going to explain that here in a second. But some of you have probably heard me say this. I like to think of it this way. You don't want to copy and paste the first output because we need to bring our human element into it. It's kind of like being the person that brings store-bought cookies to the bake sale, and we don't want to be that person. And the reason I say that is because since AI is changing day by day, um, not only is your audience going to be able to tell that it's AI if it's on the first output, but Google and all your other search engines are going to be able to tell. So we want to use this to help us, not call us out. We want it to help us with SEO and stuff. So don't just copy and paste the first output. And then the other thing, as far as the human element that's essential, is that you're going to bring a really important part to the table here. And that's because you only understand the unique experience that Sam, your rodeo, provides to your audience or your contestants or whoever it is you're speaking to. For the guest ranch, you're going to be able to provide, AI doesn't understand that thrill of like getting on a horse for the first time. That's what you're going to be able to explain and bring to the table when you're iterating with your chat GPT.
And I'm going to jump over here. I know we sent over our full pre-event survey, and we're going to get to that in just a second here. So with ChatGPT or with Claude, like any sort of LLM, there's going to be usually there's a free version and then there's a paid version. I am convinced, like anything, that the free version just gives you enough to get addicted to it or to understand how you can fully utilize it. It's probably one of the fastest upgrades I've done. Like I think I spent maybe a day, if that, in there before I just upgraded to ChatGPT to the next level, and then just started building out ways that I organize mine per clients, per whatever you're working on. And it's funny if you like look up what people use ChatGPT for, it's like almost therapy, medical breakdowns, like how to like have conversations with people and all these different things that you're always laughing because you're like, why would you have AI for that? Well, that's what we're using it for too. But it is a marketing person's like best friend, like I said, digital assistant that you could not ask for. So I just full disclosure, I use the paid chat GPT. I'm not paid to be here and promote them by any means, but that is what I use. And I'm gonna let Madeline talk about Claude because we've been battling. Not necessarily battling. I'm down for both, but I have the free version of Claude, paid ChatGPT.
So we both actually have used both, but I personally think that you can get or accomplish a lot more with the free version of Claude. The one thing that'll get you is you are limited on how many questions you can ask it in a certain amount of time. You can still get a lot done within that time frame. For me, I really like Claude just because I think it has stronger reasoning than ChatGPT, and it's a little bit better at complex problem solving. So even in the free version, um, for example, I can take a CSV file with data and I can, and this is in the free version. I believe in ChatGPT you have to pay for this, so that's one
Mhm.
plus. But I can upload that CSV file with whatever the data is, and I can have it analyze that data for me, which is really handy. It can do the same with photos. So if I have a rodeo poster, I can put it up and it'll analyze that photo for me and help me write, 100-word blurb or something like that. So for me, I was able to accomplish a lot with Claude. Um, I do pay for it now just for additional services within it, but I spend a lot of time learning it and testing out both. Like I said, I use both for different things. So we encourage you guys to use the free version, try it out, and see what you like there.
Yeah, and like try both out and see which one you like better. You can put the same prompts in. And don't worry, at the end of this, my executive assistant Emily has been working on a beautiful workbook for everybody to use. Probably won't be done until like next week, but we'll send it out to everybody who is in our AI webinar. So if you're here, you're already there. You're already on the email list. You guys will get a copy of this. And you can plug and play some of those prompts into Chat GPT or Claude to see which one you like better. But a lot of you probably did this already. We had so many people fill out our pre-event survey, so thank you guys for that. Again, this was so that we could target this specifically for what you need. We had a whole bunch more come through today. So these might have adjusted on where they're at, but for starting it off, we have the pre-event survey asks like marketing tasks that you're struggling with. And number one was website and blog content. Two was finding new content ideas. Three was social media captions. Four was building a marketing strategy. And five was designing posts or flyers. And we talked a lot about design last time. So I'm going to resend out our webinar from 2 weeks ago with Canva Pro. So we can kind of jump into those ones as well. And then if you can read that one, Madeline, I'll let you jump into the primary marketing platforms.
Yeah. So, as far as the primary marketing platforms, we were really just curious to see where you guys kind of focus or target areas. Meta seems to kind of still be king here. So, Instagram, definitely growing, Facebook. Then we had the next group kind of in website and blog, and then email newsletters tied into that as well.
And one of the fun things is that we have two more of these webinars. They're 2 weeks apart coming up. And our very last one is actually Flowdesk, which is the email software platform that I use for AI. So we'll be able to jump into that one like a little bit more later. And then I love seeing this. 36% of the people who filled out the form had never used an LLM like ChatGPT. Some had used it occasionally. And then we had almost like an even split by the time we checked this again before the presentation, which was like some wanted to go deeper and some had only played around with it a couple times. So I think there's going to be a little bit of something here for everyone, and that workbook is going to be able to take you to the next level and like shift gears. So everyone's going to be able to get something out of this or fill in holes that they didn't have before.
And then, as far as saving time in marketing, not surprising at all, a lot of people said content creation and then overall strategy development. Katie and I, we've both talked about this a lot. A lot of people don't realize how much time goes into content creation and building out that strategy and then scheduling it, etc. Katie mentioned our other webinars. We're also going to cover Metricool next time. I encourage you to join that because it's a lifesaver. But today, because of the feedback that you guys provided, we're going to approach it with a case study. So that way you can see us kind of put all of these pain points into action for you. Um, so we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. Katie, go ahead.
Rolling my sleeves up. I'm like, here we go. It's time for the case study. So we were going to pitch this out for everybody to throw a topic out because we love to use this for our live. However, we all of a sudden had a ton of fun deciding that. I mean, go ahead and comment in the chat here if you are. We decided to pick a TV show, specifically the TV show Friends, and we picked Central Perk, which is the famous coffee shop from there, and we are going to do a case study as if we are the new marketing agency, one man hat, two man hat for Central Perk in the TV show Friends. So I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared here with you all. And I learned last time that it doesn't do it automatically. I got to jump back over here and do it.
Do we have any Friends fans? I don't know. We just felt like it was a pretty well-known TV show to use this. So
Yeah. So I'm going to jump in here and hopefully I have a mechanical keyboard. So hopefully it's not too loud. But we're going to jump into all things Friends in regards to content creation and marketing. So for those of you who don't know, Central Perk is a very famous New York City boutique coffee shop named after Central Park, and Perk referencing a slang term for a place to enjoy coffee. And we wanted to put a little bit of information into chat to help it out, to tell it what Central Perk is. So we decided it was an eclectic 90s themed coffee shop and a place where memories are made. And the marketing strategy that we want to do would include blogs for the website to drive traffic, SEO, create a social media calendar, social media posts and a presence, and build digital ads that will convert, as well as set up an influencer campaign. So buckle up, everybody, for the next 40 minutes. This is everything that we're going to be going over through here. So I'm going to come in here and just write a little bit of the topic of like what I just shared with you about who they are. Just do a copy and paste here. So
and
I'm
while
going to,
Katie's doing this, we're also going to kind of show you guys, we're going to try as best as we can to show you ChatGPT's outputs versus Claude. So it's going to be kind of fun. We're going to see the different outputs that we get.
here. So I'm also going to throw in here like what topics should I consider for the late spring to summer months in New York for blogs what I'm going to do here, just so you guys know, I'm going to go long form blogs for the website, which is going to help us with SEO. And then we're going to take this together and we're going to break it down into social media captions. So everything's going to be related. We're going to make a set of content and use it a bunch of times to make our lives a little bit easier. So that's like a tip for you as well when doing this. Here we go. Now we're cooking. So we've got a couple different styles here for like campaigns and themes. So we get coffee and seasonal lifestyle, 90s nostalgia. Ooh, look at this. It's even telling me I should put a Spotify playlist in, summer soundtrack, date night. Well, not date night, it's probably date ideas, local events and tourism that we can combine with, community and storytelling. So these could all be absolute blogs. Like this theoretically just made 12 blogs for us. So the way that my mindset would go kind of through this is like I would read this first one and be like, is this relevant? Right? Yeah, I would say, ice blended or cold brew. We're going into spring, summer. The best coffee to grab, pairing with nearby experiences. Just so you guys know, experiential marketing and niche groups are so popular right now. So anything that you can do to kind of build into that is going to be fantastic. Obviously, in a place like New York City, jumping into the local tourism is going to give you access to extra advertising dollars that you probably wouldn't be having your own budget. And then that community and storytelling is just getting to brag about your brand and sharing those different portions. So here's a series of blogs that we have here. And then I think for Madeline's Claude, is it going to be at the top here? We'll see. Can you see my screen switch over real quick?
Hasn't switched yet.
Oh, no. Okay. I gotta share a second screen. 2 seconds.
So with the Claude one, I prompted it fairly similar to Katie. So we're going to see.
Oh. Is that the right one? Ah, 2 seconds. We gotta share screens over here. My computer's not super happy about doing doubles. So
In the chat, I did ask how many, or if you guys currently utilize blogs or newsletters at all in your marketing, and how often do you send those? It's always interesting to see what different groups use and what they've found success in. So please do share, because this is a learning opportunity for everyone, and some of your wins and what works and doesn't. Nice. Twice monthly. How far in advance do you plan out there? Perfect. Looks like Katie has it now.
yeah, I was a little bit angry about the double switch. I think it's because I was trying to share 2 screens at once. I tried to put all 4 of us up there, and it was like, "Excuse me, ma'am."
So can you scroll to the top for me, Katie?
Perfect.
Okay, so I did a similar, prompt like Katie, and I just said, let's start by generating some blog topics. So Claude went ahead, took our theme. They had coffee, culture, and education. They have some fun ones there. Again, they did something very similar, NYC location-based focus, a little bit of the nostalgia and 90s theme. And then they also pulled in community and events. So from there, we have ideas. And the really nice thing is both, like I said, is pretending like you're working with someone behind the screen. It'll kind of ask you, do you want me to expand on these topics? Do you want further outlines? Do you want me to help on any other aspect of your marketing strategy? So you can work with it. And then so from there, we're going to go ahead and figure out, let's look what a full blog outline is. I chose the Behind the Beans Central Perks Guide to Coffee Roasting. And it really gave some fun ideas here. So this is a great starting point to add your personal creativity to. And I mean, it will even write it for you if you want it to, that you can continue to work on that. But it has everything from breaking down your house blend to the story behind your most popular specialty blend and so on. So, and we can give you guys an example of this if you want to look through it as well.
Yeah, and so I was going to show this one, and then let me jump screens over here and bring you back. I wonder if we could do them. Nah, too small. I can't do that. Make your guys' lives a little bit better. So jumping back into the ChatGPT version of this, is there anything that you guys see on here? Or you could even take threads from the Claude version as an idea. And is there like a blog story that you guys like think we should jump into just for an example here? Guys can throw them in if you think, or I'll just pick a random one. Let's go. I love bucket lists.
Yeah,
But you
let's
know
do a
what?
bucket list. That's a fun one, Katie.
Yeah, let's do well, so here's my prompts. We're asking if I wanted a blog calendar that ties in with our social and ad campaigns. So instead, I'm gonna be like, first, you don't actually have to be this nice to chat, by the way. There was a whole thing about how everyone was being too nice to chat and saying like please and thank you and taking like hours more worth of time, but I do it anyway. I'm like, first, can we start with an outline? Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask for an outline. I'm gonna say with a blog on this topic, but instead make it a New York City and Central Perk bingo card. I want to twist it up, make it a little bit like me. I want to be able to put maybe something printable out in the coffee shop itself for like an activation that people can take pictures for. Let's keep this break it into, and if you're specific with chat, I feel like it does better. So break it into 3 blogs in a series, about 500 to 700.
Oh no. Katie disappeared. Let's see if we can get her back on here. Hang tight, guys. She is trying to get back on. While she's fixing that issue, let's talk about the blog topics. So, Trina, you said that it's kind of hit or miss on who can get you content. And I would definitely say that uh, having other people's input is super helpful, but you could certainly use AI to generate those topics and then, and you might already do this, but generate those topics and then kind of help them, give them a guide so that it's easier for them to get that content to you on time. Um, okay. So we have another person that said email blasts, that you have call to action once a month with no blog, which is perfectly fine. I love that you talked about call to actions. Those are so important. Katie and I have discussed maybe doing a webinar in the future if you guys are interested in that, um, about how you could utilize call to actions or what call to actions are most successful. Looks like Katie is back.
Oh, did I jump off?
You did. You disappeared on us.
Oh no. I was having a good time. Let me grab I think it just kicked off it must have timed out on my screen for the share. 2 seconds.
That's okay. So show us what you came up with for your blog.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was really excited because our blog has 2 seconds here. Okay. Here we go. So here is our blog series that it brought for us. And so it put together an entire lineup for Central Perks Sunburn Bico. What I was just saying that apparently nobody could hear as a monologue to my cat who's sleeping behind me, is that I wouldn't just copy and paste this whole thing into your website. What I would do is take all of this content and put it in. I always make jokes, it's ChatGPT. If you start seeing all these emojis, it's in a millennial at heart. I think they always make fun of Taylor Swift for using emojis. And so what I would do from there is go in and add some other commentary, like add commentary that makes it relevant to you. Like if you're doing, maybe you guys in Sheep Meadow, right? Maybe you guys did a pop-up shop. Central Park did a pop-up shop here in 2015. And you can mention that. And then a great thing that you can do is link this, like that wording there, and link it back to the blog that you had or the event that you had that was that pop-up shop in 2015, which just keeps people circulating within your website, which is always great. You want people to stay on your website for as long as you possibly can. So super fun on that. And then from there, we can jump into the social calendar planning. And do you want me to show off some Claude for that one?
Sure. So I will say, a lot of times you'll hear people say that you have to train ChatGPT or Claude to have your voice. It's really not as daunting as it sounds. So you can train it where you basically gather examples that have been successful with your brand voice, and allow it to analyze that. But in reality, you're kind of doing an evergreen approach, right? When you're training ChatGPT, when you're iterating with it. So it's learning your speaking, it's learning your style language, it's learning the tone that you want. Maybe you want a motivational tone across touch points, but you want to keep the code of the West intact. It's going to learn that as it's working with you. So don't be scared of people when they say training your ChatGPT. It's literally just studying your language and what your brand voice sounds like. So
I do have Claude up here with your next prompt.
Let me go on down here. We're on social calendar now, huh? We're
flying
through this.
We're cruising.
So here I asked it to create a social media calendar, 3 posts per week for 1 month. And I wanted it to incorporate coffee related events, national holidays, and then subtle nods to friends where it was appropriate. And it just automatically jumped into June for me here. So it provided an entire strategic calendar. And this is just the first output. Like I said, I would probably adjust it some if I was actually working on this, but it provided a Manic Monday coffee special, told me what days to post. It even tells me some of the best posting times later on, which is really fascinating. And it breaks down the content, what it would suggest, the caption that you could use, and trending hashtags. And then, of course, from there, I would probably iterate with it what themes I liked and what ideas I wanted to continue to work on.
I'm just cruising slowly through this so you guys can get some eyes on it. And this I think kind of goes to show a little bit. You can definitely tell kind of what Madeline was saying with like Claude. I feel like does do a little bit better job in the reason. Like it's a little almost more human. Is that scary? I don't know to say, but
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit more of a human response. And like here, where, and maybe I'm wrong, Katie, you can correct me on this, but with ChatGPT, I would probably have to ask it for additional implementation tips. It automatically suggested best posting times. I don't know that I would 100% go off of this. This is based on its, just training. I would definitely look at what my social media analytics say, but it also provides like an engagement strategy and how to prepare that schedule, which is really interesting to me.
yeah. And so what I'm gonna do just to show you guys again, we're just like comparing and contrasting between the two, and you're gonna see like why we probably have and just so you know, I think probably the main reason that like I have the paid chat and then I use the free Claude and I compare them back and forth and use them for different parts. But I have started using chat to generate some fun memes or graphics for me. And so you have to have the paid version of chat to be able to do that. So that's kind of just to explain why I'm there. So I literally just copied and changed the name of our LLM from Madeline's and put it in into chat, and we're gonna ask it just the same thing in the same thread. And so we're gonna see kind of what we get here. So as you can see, and part of that whole training the chat to do what you want it to do, again, the more you use it, that is training it. I know like there's this like whole thing that was like 30 minutes of training your chat and all the things to do. But if you just start using it, I will say I told Madeline this that I did realize that I might have had a error where I wouldn't actually edit it in the chat. I would just like edit it myself. And what ultimately ended up happening is that I wasn't giving it my voice. Well, the second I actually started being like, okay, this is what I would just be like, this is what I actually ended up using for your record. And then it started adopting all of that to it. So it went through. Oh, I see Trina's comment. Can you guys see the screen share for chat right now?
Make it the main screen, Katie.
The main screen for can you see it? It's showing shared on my side. I just didn't know if it was on yours.
It is. You're just in the main screen on your live hosting platform.
What? That's weird. We'll take that off. I feel like our tech, the AI is doing great, but the web platform streaming is not. You know what? I'm just going to stop sharing all of these, and we'll just try it again. Good catch. I actually switched back to the main screen to watch it, so I'm glad I did that so I could see your comment.
Do you guys have any questions so far as what we've covered? We're kind of moving fast, obviously, so that we have time for questions, and you guys will get this replay. And we can also send you our mock case study as well from both Claude and ChatGPT if you want.
It's always fun, I feel like, to see. Okay. Can we see that? Does that look
I think
the
you're
same?
still. Let's see.
It's showing, it says ChatGPT.
It does. You're just in the center screen still.
Oh, I like me personally.
Yes.
Weird. Okay, let's just map it around. How about now?
Try again.
How about now?
One more time.
And now?
No.
No? Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's
We
not.
we will make sure you see it, Trina. We apologize.
You're totally fine. Also, I'm
Tech is
screenshotting for the
working
tech
against
team
us.
to look at it. Yeah. So it threw in here for a couple different topics. And what I was saying kind of with how like because we talked about bingo cards, mine is bingo themed, right? Bingo summer bingo is here. Like it's already picking up on like a campaign that I wanted to do. Talks about the different prompts. And goes through a couple different like 3 posts a week. It's picking the days that thinks are the best. Latte art challenge featured in a summer playlist. And so you can actually do this where you turn it into a spreadsheet format out of Canva, and then you can turn that Canva or into a Canva template, or caption ready content. So then you could actually upload this directly into your Metricool as a CSV. And so it's already produced for you. So that's actually, I mean, imagine if you scheduled all, I think that was 27 posts, and you could schedule it all in about 4.5 minutes once your content was done. I feel like that would be probably a lifesaver for a lot of people on that one.
A big time saver for sure.
Yeah. So then from there, let's see if the Claude one will share. Hopefully, maybe, you know what? Maybe Be Live, our webinar hosting software, is like, I'm also on Team Claude, so I will just show that screen better. Yeah, let's go Claude to see if that one will show, and let's do the ad campaign.
Maybe.
It's coming. I just have to like click 40 million buttons, you know? 2 seconds. All right. Should be showing for you. Is that?
I think it's still on the side. I wonder if you're locked on the main screen there, Katie.
Maybe.
That's okay. So for sticking with the Central Perk advertising plan, I went ahead and asked it to provide an ad plan with versions for both Meta and Google Ads. And then I also asked for a Spotify radio script that fit 30 seconds. I wanted copy ideas and suggestions for visuals. It went ahead and kicked it out based on Meta ads. So it had a campaign. It gave me a couple different campaign ideas, which is really neat. It gave me a primary audience. So this one it suggested adults 30 to 55 who lived through the 90s coffee shop era. And this is the 90s nostalgia coffee break. The headline is the 90s called, they want their coffee shop back. The primary text says, Central Perk isn't just a coffee shop, it's a time machine to when friends gathered around actual tables, not just group chats. Same orange couch, same great coffee, new memories waiting to happen. And the call to action is visit us today. And then it provides visuals. So I can either make it as a video ad. So it provided it like an ad set. So I can do a video ad, or I can do a carousel ad. And then it also provided it in a Spotify version. And like I said, we'll send you guys this so you can check out what that looks like. For Google Ads, did the same exact thing. Broke it down based on different Google ad options. So a search campaign where maybe it's not necessarily visuals and we're working more on copy. It provided that for me. I have used this with Claude personally to help kind of create and generate ideas for ad campaigns. And I've asked it to help me break down a budget that a client has shared. So what's really neat is that, and I feel like Claude is a little bit better at this when it comes to actually looking at budgets. And that's just my personal opinion, but it was able to help me figure out the best way to apply their budget to various different campaign outlets. So I was able to figure out, where are we going to spend your money so that it benefits you the most and that we can get the best reach, or whatever it was their goal was. So for me, Claude was really helpful in kind of gathering those ideas, getting a game plan together. I was able to help present it. And like Katie said, I did learn as well that to adjust things, I had to adjust them within the actual LLM for it to learn that. The first route, I did not. I took it and then I just edited it on my own and shared it with the client. But the cool thing is that with Claude and ChatGPT, if you're paying, it'll save this conversation for you. So you can go back and look at it, and you can also download it as a PDF.
Mm-hmm. And we'll send those PDFs of both of these to you guys so that you can look at them side by side and kind of get some ideas for different conversations there. I also want to throw out that when it comes to my ads, I've actually thrown in ads that I already had going when I first started using chat, and I had it audit it and tell me where it might see failures or where I could make adjustments to change. And it would recognize things like, oh, this country music song's trending, so maybe you should work with this or work with that in regards to like quotes or lyrics or anything like that. So a lot of ways to help you with it, which is nice. It always makes me laugh because I feel like ChatGPT is replacing that kind of like jack of all trades person in your office that you're constantly like texting. They're like, hey, what do you know about this? Like, what do you know about that? Like I kind of utilize chat to kind of give you more of those answers. And so one of the things I thought was fun is that I've given a presentation before. So if you guys are ever interested in learning more about this topic, just like let us know, because obviously we can just throw in another webinar and put that in there. But I've done a lot of influencer management, and for small teams, influencer teams can be like mini marketers that can help you with like ThinkPot and content creation, brainstorming sessions. And so we decided to put in here. And hopefully, I don't know if it's probably not going to show, but hopefully it does. I'm going to put in to my ChatGPT here to have them help me plan an influencer campaign for Central Perk. And we're actually going to feature some really popular cool kids that we're calling the Friends House. So think like there's the Trap House, which was like really popular on TikTok during COVID. And it's like groups of content creators that are all roommates and live together. So we're calling it the Friends House. And that is Monica, Rachel, Chandler, Joey, Phoebe, and Ross. And so I'm just going to hit enter, drop that in there, and we're going to get ourselves the Central Perk Friends House influencer campaign. It's telling us that the big goal is to build brand awareness, foot traffic, and online engagement by introducing 6 influencers styled after the personality of the Friends' characters. They'll live there somewhere in the city as regulars at Central Perk, sharing stories, content, drink preferences, and New York City adventures. Honestly, it's already giving a podcast vibe right there. So here's our cast. This is what their type is. So they're food, wellness, food and comedy, satire, pop culture, academic niche. Sorry, Ross. Dinosaurs for you. So yeah, coffee facts with Ross, a dinosaur latte, art, Central Park history walks, all sorts of fun stuff here. So it's giving me the weekly themes. This is also built back already into what we already put into the ChatGPT for what we wanted our content strategy to be. So it's building out on like the bingo cards that we talked about again in this chat. I wanted to put that stuff in there just to show you guys how it will really build off of the ideas that you give it. It's giving you campaign tactics in the forms of Reels and TikToks, Instagram and Threads, email and blog integration, your TikTok hook ideas, and then your deliverables that you would like to request from those influencers, which is pretty nice. Activation ideas, how you're going to measure them and the metrics. And then if you want help drafting your outreach messages, character casting descriptions, or even your creative briefs, it'll help you with all of those. So I'm sure that's a mouthful. Again, hopefully this is not overwhelming as we go through all of this. You can watch this back. You can ask us questions. There's so much to chat that you can do. We just wanted to really focus on those 3 main topics that everybody had. And so with that, let's drop Claude in for the exact same prompt.
So I have not worked with influencers like Katie has. That is a specialty to Katie. So
Like,
this was kind of fun. I did not necessarily know how to prompt it exactly for influencers, but I asked for it to create, an influencer campaign. Obviously, I listed the same friends, and I wanted to call it the Friends House. So very similar, not the same output, you can tell. But it kind of gave me character types and influencer types that would fit that if we wanted to. And then obviously, just like Katie's, it breaks it down by how you would integrate it versus individual and group dynamics, how you could incorporate fan engagement. Fun one was like Friends House promotions. So you'd have the orange couch sessions. You can have I'll be there for the brew loyalty program, which was kind of a fun one. And
You're
then it also
funny. Claude is very punny. I'm like literally laughing at this. They're good.
which some of that might be some of my writing, but it does have a lot of puns. So and then it also provided content guidelines so that it was authentic and connected with our audience. So like you could even use both of these ideas and mesh them together to create the perfect campaign for you. So this is just some quick ways that you can utilize these. I mean, we just accomplished a bunch of brainstorming, and essentially you could take this and build out an entire campaign in a matter of minutes, which saves you a lot of time in the long run. So like we said, content creation, I don't think people realize how much time we spend on it.
Yeah, and I know that's like the biggest headache because I think content is a creative thing by far. And so when you are just like brain fried from doing so many other things, I know we just joked that we were both in meetings all day yesterday, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's great. We got a lot of information that we can use and leverage for our clients in the future. But then you clock in at 3 p.m. in the afternoon to do some content creation, and you're just like, I don't even know where to begin. And for me, I start to feel up on it and I feel a little crazy. I don't know about you, Madeline, but like I feel a bit crazy because I get excited. Like I got excited seeing those puns. I like interrupted you to be like, look how funny it is because it just gets me fired up. And I'm like, oh yeah, people are gonna love this. And that's like the people pleaser in me that makes me good at social media is just like, oh yes, this is fantastic. So I don't know. It's just like fun. It's fun to feel some rejuvenation when someone kind of helps start pouring little ingredients into the content creation that you're already good at. Or maybe if you don't feel like you're good at content creation, this is going to get you to start thinking about it a little bit differently too. So it's definitely a great learning tool and tactic to kind of build everything through. And so, with all that being said, in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes here, we have gone through blogs. We've gone through SEO for those blogs. We've taken those blogs and created a game activation with bingo cards. We created Spotify playlists to embed. We did an entire ad campaign, both Google ads, Meta ads, TikTok. We did an influencer campaign. We built out what that looked like. Now imagine if you could just spend another like 30 minutes, maybe in each of those sections. I mean, you probably just mapped out what your next 6 months could look like, or even let's say 3 months realistically is mapped out, and it comes down to fulfillment. So, with that being said, you can ask Chat. I won't speak for Claude on this one, but for Chat, it will give you a CSV or actually a full Chat's actually pretty good at coding. So it will give you, even a no coding background, it will give you the CSS and HTML coding to copy and paste into Notion and build you a ready to go checklist with alarms and calendars. So you just put it into Notion. You can start using your checklist from there. I use ClickUp, so it'll build it all for ClickUp in there. So you can put it into, I've also done this. I have an insurance calendar is what I call it. And it's the time blocking for if I don't have anything going on, that's what I do. Chat made that for me. And I also built it into a CSV that I uploaded into my Google Calendar. So you can put it into your Gmail calendar, put it into Notion, put it into ClickUp, whatever it may be. So you could actually not only have this fulfill for you, but become your digital assistant and give you a ready to go to-do list with alarms and check-off lists. So,
And I think you can do similar with Claude in the paid version, which is perfect, Katie, because I know someone had mentioned in the feedback that we had originally received that they wish they could have two of them. So essentially, that's what this is doing for you.
yeah.
And if you use it the right way, it can be a really great tool.
So, I mean, hopefully all of that is not super overwhelming. And it's fun. I hope you guys find it fun and exciting. And right before we jump into like some other topics and questions, I was just going to throw out that we'll send you some more information on this. Maybe it's a shameless plug, maybe not. I just really enjoy. We've had a lot of fun. I meet with a couple of different people a week with our accelerator program, and Madeline's jumped on to help me with that, which is either monthly packages. We try to keep them very small and affordable, which is where we can jump in and get stuff started for you. Help facilitate stuff, kind of be your assistant, kind of help coach you through like next levels if you're working on a problem, or if you are adding like, let's say your event's coming up, you want to add influencers, but you're just like, I just need to bring someone in hot and heavy to help me with these for a couple months. This is something that we can provide for you guys, and that will be in the follow-up email kind of going over that. So if anyone has any questions, don't be afraid to ask about that. But with that, we've kind of enjoyed doing these webinars. I guess maybe depending on how well the software system works. So with that, we would love to know, we have Metricool next in 2 weeks. That is the scheduling platform that we are maybe the most obsessed with. If you think we like Chat and Claude, just wait till you hear us talk about Metricool because it'll make your life so easy. That is our scheduling platform that we both use for a variety of clients on both sides. So we're going to be talking about that. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to go into Flowdesk and your email marketing segmentation. And we're basically, our plan here was to provide you guys with tools that are free with upgrades that we think are worth it. We're providing you with tools. And I think after this, we'll start entering a world of combining these tools together. So I drop in the chat, hit reply to one of the emails. Some different topics that we've like thrown out are like email marketing sequences, leads, automations, and emails, social media content creation at a higher level, video production. We're both nervous to even throw that word out to you guys. Video is king right now, but if you guys want a class, free webinar on video and how we both do video. Influencer management can be another one, or even this is always a hot topic if you want to be an influencer or content creator, like what kind of that looks like. I know we've had some people jump on these calls in the past regarding that. So, with that being said, does anyone have any questions or maybe want to ask us how we would use chat or Claude to solve a problem that maybe wasn't a content specific one that we went over today? Drop it in the chat.
While you guys are putting your questions out there, we will be sending you the link to this recording. Because we had some tech difficulties, we will send you our little case study drafts that you're welcome to look at. The answers that it spit out are pretty fun from both ChatGPT and Claude. So you guys might enjoy looking at that. And then we're also going to provide you with a prompt package that's just general marketing prompts that'll help you get started, that you can adjust and adapt to your business and whatever it is that you're promoting. Do we have questions? Maybe let me refresh.
No, I don't see anything popping through yet. So if you guys think about them later, don't hesitate to reach out. I think the workbook Emily had was like 8 pages. And so you can print it out, have it, you put it on your iPad, whatever you want to do, wherever you read them best at. I think Madeline and I are both printout people, which is funny considering how much we do with computers. So you guys can take that workbook and start using some of those prompts and hopefully makes your life a little bit easier. Trina says, I'd love to see how you automate the digital assistant through Notion and or ClickUp. I like that. Let me jump through here. I don't know if it'll show. I'm just going to do like a prompt. It's like put the social calendar into a format to be used in Notion, in a Notion template, complete with, let's say, alarms/reminders, checkable boxes, and further details. Perfect. I'm going to, while it's calculating all of that out, I'm going to show the screen. Hopefully it works now. I don't know why it's not showing the main screen. I think Madeline's probably spot on that it locked somewhere, which starts my whole theory that I can do a lot of tech, but I cannot do IT. So there's that. 2 seconds. I don't know if that's big or not. So this built out the Notion template with columns for date, platforms, post, title, status, asset type, caption, copy, your call to action, which is CTA, owner, your blog tie-in, like does it connect to a blog series? And then it built out this spreadsheet that has all of the content here. And it just started with a couple of them. And I think from there, what you can do is have it add in the rest of them. And then you can say, it's like, do you want to create this as a downloadable Notion template and share a link with you? And you can say, yes. Here we go. There is the link right there for that social media calendar. Hopefully I shut up so you guys can see it.
Also, let us know. Another idea that Katie and I have tossed out. If you guys are interested, let us know if you'd be interested in an industry-specific custom prompt package. That's something that Katie and I would, obviously we love playing with ChatGPT and all of these things in ways that we can help you. So please do, like she said, either respond to the email. You're welcome to comment on here. How would you use AI tools to describe and sell an individual piece?
Game on. Yeah, I was competitive.
Lois is with Be a Maker School.
I love this. So
if you guys need some silver, she does everything. She's made some really beautiful pieces. If you guys need some gorgeous pieces, you need to talk to her because she does some really nice stuff.
I'm actually going to start a new chat. I'm going to get out a central perk for this. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see me work. live. I feel like that's always fair, although she's probably on here. My mom's the best. My mom's always like, "You're moving too fast on the screen," and I feel like chat makes that even worse, which is you can slow down the YouTube and the replay. So a solo owner. Okay, help me write a. Would you be willing to share your maybe your website by chance? Or if you want to do more specific information, we can do it general if you want, but I'll show where you can throw your like website in there as well because it'll pull some of like your about information. Solo owner of a silversmithing and leather. Sorry, I have to jump back and forth between the two screens. And leather designer. 2 seconds. What would be a good piece, Madeline? Do you want to throw me something?
So that's perfect. You don't have a website yet. That's totally fine.
Oh, definitely.
You made a really cool bolo piece, didn't you? If I remember right, a really beautiful silver bolo. And I want to say she did the leather braiding too for the bolo, so it was all handmade. You can correct me if I'm wrong too, because I see a lot of different things that are posted on the Be a Maker School program. But your work has been really beautiful. So
Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit wild here just to show you kind of a little bit. Like I like to start big and then narrow it down from there. So we're gonna say in a blog format with ties to Western history regarding the bolo tie, as well as recent fashion trends and superstars that have been seen wearing them. And I'm so sorry if I say something that like is like offensive. If you're like, oh, I hate modern people who wear bolo ties, I'm so sorry in advance. Just throwing something out there. So,
can you share your screen, Katie?
oh, is it not showing again? I think this is hating me, to be honest. Here we go. And braided leather kangaroo lace. That's so cool. Okay, so I just put this prompt in and it pulled us up with a pretty short, just kind of anecdotal blog story that you can use. And honestly, I would post almost this whole thing on Facebook if you wanted to, but it said, would you like a shorter version for your shop product page or social media post too? What I really liked about this is that, it's putting a voice in. Again, it's putting my voice in, but it says, here in paragraph 2, or like the first part says, every bolo tie I craft begins with a vision rooted deep in Western heritage. Don't mind as I look around my camera. The one you see here is no different. The silver slides, sculpted, soldered, and polished by my hands, features, and it goes into this like whole breakdown of it. If you had more detail on the specific item, including a photo, you can do this. You can do style icons, and I could say, hey, you know what? I don't like that it's these ones like emphasize on Ralph Lauren drawing inspiration from Western wear or anything like that. And then you can sign it at your name at the end. And then from here, I would say, give me both a shop product page description and a social media post. And it will pull those for you as well. So this is what you can put on your shop if you have like Shopify or anything like that, Squarespace. And then here's a little bit for social media. Now, here's the one thing that I'm going to break out again is that you need to put the human in this. I don't think people talk with this many emojis, to be honest. So
No.
take some of the emojis out. And again, if you edit it yourself, just copy and paste it back in and say, hey, this is what we did for the, this is what I did for the final product for the launch. You can also take that launch and say, remove the emojis from the social caption, focus more on Western women who wear bolo ties from history, and add a bit more of my story to it. Now, it's probably going to grab my personal story. I don't know. We'll see. If it brings in racehorses, I'm sorry. That's me. All right, there we go. Yeah,
I
pulled
do
in.
think it's interesting. Oh, sorry, Katie.
Good, good.
I was gonna say, I don't feel like Claude puts out, sometimes it does, but puts out as many emojis as ChatGPT, which might be why I like it.
Claude might be the more mature of the two.
I suggested on Claude. I don't know. Do you want me to try to share my screen, Katie?
Yeah, go for it. I'll grab it in here.
Maybe. Say that might not work for either of us.
I think I gotcha. Ready? Here
Maybe.
we go. It's coming on.
Okay. So you can see here, well, it's still on the side, but that's okay. So I asked it the same thing, but I asked for 3 social media posts, and it gave me 3 different outputs that are very different. And I'm happy to share these with you later on if you want. But so every curve of silver, every braid of kangaroo leather tells a story. This isn't just a bolo tie; it's countless hours of craftsmanship meeting precious materials. Hand engraved sterling catches the light differently each time you wear it, while the supple strength of braided kangaroo leather ensures this heirloom piece moves with you for decades to come. For those who understand, the true luxury isn't mass produced, but meticulously handcrafted. And then it provides a spot for you to link to your shop, and it provides a couple hashtags as well. And then it kicked out a few other outputs. So, again, like Katie said, I would probably work with this. I don't feel like that's too, depending on your style, that's too long of a um, social media post, but you might do some that are shorter and see how that works with your audience.
And one of the things you can do with that too is like then prompt it to be like, what kind of product photos should I take? I would do that as well. And then it would
Yeah.
tell you like what angles, a close up, maybe a video, how that would look. And I think getting that shot list, like you can ask, give me a shot list for this product. Or give me a standard shot list that I should use for every product. And then you'll already have that in your repertoire and organize it into your folders from there, which is pretty nice. So thank you guys. I love that you guys are throwing stuff in. Oh, thanks, Aaron. I'm like reading everyone's like comments and stuff in here. So I was in the deep world of sharing screens over yonder, so I couldn't see all the comments. But yeah, I love doing the stuff on the fly because I think it really shows. I think a lot of times we see stuff that's like way too scripted, and for you guys to be like, okay, yeah, like you can see us kind of our thought process as we go through it. Again, love this stuff. It's just fun.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to hop off. Like I said, we're going to send you the little guide that Emily is going to put together for you guys. And if you have questions, you can respond to that email. Katie and I will work to help answer those. And then don't forget, put it on your calendar. We're going to cover Metricool.
Mhm.
So we will send that out in the email as well. You guys don't want to miss Metricool. Like Katie and I both were obsessed with it. It's been a life changer.
I always
And if
tell
you,
people it's the one software. Like I recommend like these softwares all the time. And some people like look at chat and get overwhelmed and don't spend a lot of time in it. So my like one suggestion is like while it's fresh, go spend 30 minutes with it right now, just playing with some of these things that we talked about. But Metricool is the one that not only does everyone I recommend it to love it, I catch them recommending it like in comments on Facebook or like in group sessions. They're recommending it to other people too. So this is a scheduling platform. It has Google Business, YouTube, Reels, TikTok, Instagram, Stories, Posts, Pinterest. Like I like, and it's so cost affordable too that it's like a no brainer to use. And so I just need to.
yeah.
We're like
And it's
shameless
a great analytics tool
plug.
too. So
Yes, the analytics are beautiful. So um,
we will
well,
dive into that. You guys think on questions when it comes to scheduling and all that good stuff. Send it our way. We'll send out another survey. And like I said, if you guys have questions, respond to that email. We'll be here for you.
we got you guys. Thank